Jason Ward coming to you again from Freedom Train. Welcome back. First of all, you know what the deal is. Let's get those preliminaries out of the way before we get any further. Down below, hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't already done so, we want to make sure you get all the latest content. And some of this content that's coming up here soon is going to be some of the most awesome stuff that's definitely going to help you get to financial freedom. So make sure that you check it out. Also, the book down below, again, still Tony Robbins, Money, Master the Game. One of the most important books that you can get added to your library. So make sure you're checking on that link. We want to make sure to get you free. So today, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This one is a good one. Now, most of us, we've already been over this. You need to start a business. Who needs to start a business? Everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. Everybody needs to have a business. Everybody that's wealthy has more than one source of income. So you're going to need to do this whole business thing more than one time. So you need to learn, do it right the first time and get good at it, because once you do, oh man, that's when things are really going to start to take off for you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video talking about building business credit and what the advantages are. Oh, before I go further, one of the biggest advantages to building business credit is that once you've done it for one business, you can do it for other businesses as well. You can have as many credit files for as many different businesses as you want. You can only get one personal credit file. So that one you want to make sure to protect, and we want to do everything we can to make sure that the business's credit is separate from your personal credit. Because otherwise, you could be committing suicide with your personal credit. So let's make sure we stay away from that and get on that business credit train. So without any further ado, here's my girl, Noelle Randall. You know who she is. And thank you again for choosing us here at Freedom Train. Have a great day.
How does business credit score work? I'm pretty sure you type that in. I've had a ton of people ask me this question and type this question in, and it does not work how most people think that it does. So I am going to set the record straight. I'm going to tell you the truth like I always do. Let's go. I'm going to tell you exactly how it all works, but more importantly, I'm going to tell you why so that you can benefit from this. I'm going to give you my secret sauce on how to get a good business credit score fast. And then I'm going to share with you how I have bought everything from Escalades to Maseratis and everything in between in my business's name, and how you can do the same thing. So when we're talking about how business credit score works, we first need to tell you the difference between personal credit and business credit. So really quickly, obviously many of you are very familiar with your personal credit. That's pretty much what we are fed when we first learn about credit. We know that there are 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and they report, our car loans and our mortgages and a few other things that some people are not sure about. But that's pretty much what the personal credit score is. It is a reflection of what your risk ability is from the personal debt that you have taken out. Instead of just those 3 bureaus that I named for the personal credit, there are 3 bureaus for your business credit. Ironically, Equifax Business is one. I know Equifax is on both sides, the personal side and the business side. Experian is also on both the personal side and the business side. But again, they are actually most important on the personal side. When it comes to your business side, there is one major business credit bureau, and that is Dun & Bradstreet, okay? Dun & Bradstreet is like the oldest business credit reporting agency around. They collect all of the data and they report your business credit. They have been around for many, many years, and their system works completely differently than your personal credit. And how they score you is actually really, really different. So let's get into it. When it comes to your personal credit, of course, it's based off of what? Your name and your social security number. So most of our credit on our personal side is tied to our social security number. On the business side, it is not tied to the social security number. It is either tied to your EIN number, but in this case, we are talking about your Dun & Bradstreet number. So when we're talking about getting your business credit and getting a good credit score, I'm really talking to you first about how to do it with Dun & Bradstreet. And the first thing that you want to do, of course, you're going to need an EIN number. You basically submit your whole profile to Dun & Bradstreet. It is a free process to get a DUNS number, okay? A DUNS number. This is what you need. It's a number that identifies you and your business, and this is what they will make a credit report around. And so you go to their website, and for free, you can set up the profile and you can get your DUNS number. Now, again, they're probably going to try to offer you some upsells or things like that to help you, but I do not recommend that. I want you to just go to get your DUNS number for free so that you can start. Because again, Dun & Bradstreet is going to be the #1 agency for the credit bureaus, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how it works and how to kind of get that score up really fast. So when it comes to your Dun & Bradstreet number, there is what they call 3 different ways that they're kind of looking at your credit score. They have what's called a delinquency predictor score, and then they have a supplier evaluation risk rating, okay? So those are like the 3 numbers inside of your Dun & Bradstreet. Those are like 3 different scores that they give you. But those are just like, like credit utilization or length of, how long have you had an account. So it's very similar on the personal side to just some information. The real thing with the Dun & Bradstreet that is similar to the FICO score that we are all used to is called your PAYDEX. Okay, PAYDEX, your Dun & Bradstreet PAYDEX score. So the Dun & Bradstreet PAYDEX score works very, very similar to the FICO score in one way. Like it has a score, it has a range, okay? And that's really the only difference. So, and I know with personal credit, you can have like a credit score up to like 850. Well, with Dun & Bradstreet, your PAYDEX score is 0 to 100. And anything over an 80 and above, is an excellent PAYDEX score, okay? And it is really easy actually to get a pretty good PAYDEX score. But you have to use vendors that report to Dun & Bradstreet. So if you want to start building your business credit and you want to get a good score, you're going to have to use vendors. In other words, deal with companies, make payments to companies that actually report to the credit bureau, okay? So just like with your personal credit, if you get a credit card, they most likely are going to report it to the credit bureau. But if someone loaned you money and gave you credit and said, okay, we'll give you a utility bill and it's $400 a month, most likely on your personal credit report, that's not going to show up. It's the same thing. You have to find people, companies, vendors that actually report to Dun & Bradstreet so that you can increase your PAYDEX score. The other credit bureaus for business are Experian and Equifax. You remember I told you they do actually have business reports as well that are totally separate from the personal side. Like I said, most people still use Dun & Bradstreet, and Experian and Equifax are still not as popular, but telling you some good information. Experian, they have the same thing. You want like an 80 score. It's kind of the same thing, 0 to 100, and anything over 80 is good. Equifax is not really, I don't really necessarily know all of theirs. I actually have not had anyone that I've gone to that told me they were using an Equifax business credit report. I have had the Experian one start to come up, but 95% of all of the companies that I have dealt with that were looking to lend my business money, we're looking at the Dun & Bradstreet credit report and the credit score. So now to the fun part. When we're talking about how the credit score works. So, like I said, with your personal credit, the way that your credit score works is if you pay your bills on time, you can have a good personal credit score. But it's more than just that. You have to not really use your credit cards very much. You need to have a mortgage. You need to have a certain amount of installment loans. They look at the mix of debt, okay? Like the types of loans you have. Like if you have just a bunch of credit cards, you're not going to have the best credit score because you need a mortgage, you need an installment loan, you need student loans, you need all different types of loans in order to have a really good personal credit score. But on the business side, not so much. You can start with just some vendor accounts. I literally have a student that has an 80 PAYDEX score right now, and all they have is 4 trade lines, okay? 4, I thought it was 5, it's actually 4 trade lines. They have the Uline, they have the Grainger, they have the Quill, and then they have another credit card, okay? And they have an 80 Paydex score, and they're getting offers in all the time, different lines of credit. Tons of lenders are reaching out to them, offering them money. I'm telling them not to take any of it just yet because we're looking for some good deals among all of those offers. But once you have a good Paydex score, they will literally start mailing you in offers, mailing you credit card offers, mailing you lines of credit offers. And again, this is in your business's name. And so what you want to do is take them, okay? Many people are afraid, but this is what you would rather do. Instead of taking more personal debt and things that report to your personal credit report, I strongly recommend you don't do that and you take more things in your business's name, because it's a lot easier to get your business credit score all the way up. Additionally, you are not penalized for things in the business world that you are penalized for in the personal credit world. For example, if you have a credit card on your personal credit and the limit is $1,000 and you spend $1,000, they are going to lower your credit score dramatically, because what you've shown or what they think is that you can't manage your credit. Regardless of how well you're making the payments, whether you're paying them on time or not, it really doesn't matter. The fact that you charged up $1,000 and the limit was $1,000, they're upset and they've ruined your credit. They're going to lower your credit score. Trust me, this has happened to me. But on the business side, if they gave you that same $1,000 and you used $1,000, one, it's not going to report on your credit report in most cases. Again, every bank is different, but almost all of mine, they do not report on my personal credit. And that's what I verify before I get it. And then unless I default, of course, if you don't pay them and you go into collections, then yeah, they're probably going to put it on your personal credit report because they want their money. But on the business side, again, if you had that same $1,000 credit card and you use $1,000 of it, they would not lower your Paydex score. In fact, as long as you're making the payments and you're doing a good job with that, most likely they're going to increase your Paydex score, because they care about how well you manage your debt. How well are you and your business able to come up with the money each month to pay your bills? And the more you can do that, the longer you can do that, the better it is. Now, if you're not able to pay and you start paying late, yeah, your Paydex score will go down really fast. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about using those credit lines and using those credit cards, or being super careful about not going over 30%. Like in the real world, in the personal credit world, if you had a $1,000 credit limit, you really shouldn't use more than $300, okay? You shouldn't use more than 30% of it if you want a really good credit score. But on the business credit side, go ahead and use the whole $1,000 and keep paying it, okay? Pay it off when you get money, make the payments. Either way, you're gonna be okay. They care about you managing the debt. So go right now to noellsfreetraining.com, okay? noellsfreetraining.com, that's Noelle with an S, freetraining.com. I basically created an entire free training just for you so that you can learn more of this. It's about an hour long. It's a little bit longer than what I could have done on YouTube, but I want to make sure that everyone is taking advantage of that, getting that free information where I'm training you, helping you along with this, and making sure that you are successful. This is Noelle, to your success.